Nothing hits harder than a comeback. 1 minute a character is on life support, and the next they're serving up a beatdown so brutal even the villain starts questioning their life choices. Today we'll be unboxing the most overpowered comebacks in anime that made karma hit like a final boss fight. And spoiler alert, if you haven't watched these shows, you might find out who lived, who died, and who came back with a vengeance. And a six-pack. Let's kick things off with Avilio's cold-blooded revenge in 91 days.
どういうことだ? 俺はこいつに家族を殺された。父の名はテスタラグーザ。
On what should have been the best birthday ever, you know, with cake, presents, and not getting your entire family murdered, Angelo Lagusa watches members of the Venetti family gun down his parents and younger brother in cold blood. Talk about a party foul. Fast forward several years later, and Angelo, now going by Avilio Bruno, because nothing says "I'm here to wreck your life" like a fake Italian alias. He returns, and not for closure, but for revenge, and boy, he brought receipts. And by the time the Vanitas family realize what's happening, he's already inside their inner circle, pulling strings. And then, the Playhouse moment. He steps into the room, gun raised, eyes locked on Vince Vanetti, the man who took everything from him. And just when it seems like the bullets for Vince, psych. Avilio spins like a dramatic soap opera star and unloads into Galicia instead. Avilio spins like a dramatic soap opera star and unloads into Galicia instead, turning the power balance upside down in a single brutal moment. As chaos erupts, Vince collapses, whispering that it's over, but for Avilio, the damage is already done, and his revenge is complete. Angelo doesn't just shoot his way to vengeance, he gaslights, gatekeeps, and girl bosses his enemies into oblivion. It's one of the most emotionally devastating revenge arcs I've ever seen. Cold, ruthless, completely unforgettable. And I was living for every cold, calculated second of it. In our next epic moment, we witness Yona's warrior awakening in Yona of the Dawn.
Soka, omae ga Yona hime.
Yona starts out royal, innocent, and totally in love with her cousin. Yes, we're side-eyeing that too. She thinks they're endgame, until homeboy decides to break up by stabbing her dad in the chest and stealing the throne. Turns out it's not you, it's me hits differently when it's delivered with a sword twist. But hey, every great heroine needs a tragic backstory, right? And Yona's comes with a glow-up for the ages. She sets out on a quest to reclaim her kingdom from her cousin, and luckily for her, destiny doesn't just knock. She shows up with a four-man entourage and plot armor. With King Hiryu's blood in her veins and 4 overpowered dragon warriors, aka her fantasy girl squad, she's locked and loaded. Then comes the showdown where Yona, armed with a bow and a bone-deep grudge, stares down a mercenary. The wind tears at her red hair as the tension builds. Her hands steady, eyes cold, she releases the arrow, striking him down. No longer the weak princess sheltered by her father's love, but a warrior capable of taking life. From betrayed to badass, Yona's journey isn't just a comeback, it's a masterclass in how to turn heartbreak into headshots. Coming up next, we have Kiaru versus the Demon Lord from Redo of a Healer.
復讐なんて。
フレア、ゲームをしようか。
ゲーム。
Meet Kiaru, a healing mage for the ruthless Gioro Kingdom. Forced to relive the pain of those he healed like some twisted PTSD subscription service. Oh, and as a bonus, he gets tortured, broken, and abused by the very people he saves. Talk about a toxic workplace. But here's the kicker. While they're busy treating him like a human band-aid, Kiaru's been leveling up in secret, mastering healing magic in ways his captors never imagined. Then comes their reckoning. Blade, Bullet, and Princess Flare, aka Team Useless, get their butts handed to them by the Demon Lord, who's wiping the floor with them like they're NPCs in a tutorial level. Just when they're about to get obliterated, Kiaru 2.0 steps in, calm, merciless, and deadlier than ever. He's no longer the weak, submissive healer they once knew. Having absorbed power from the countless people he's healed, he's ready to strike back. The fight barely lasts, he bypasses her defenses like they're made of wet tissue paper and takes the Philosopher's Stone. Time rewinds, everything resets, and with it, the real revenge begins. He didn't go back in time to heal, he went back to make them feel every ounce of his pain. Kyaru ultimately becomes the villain, twisting his pain into power. And lesson learned, never underestimate the quiet kid with healing magic, especially if you spent years treating him like a human stress ball. Sliding into the scene is Hyakimaru's kill switch moment from Dororo. Hyakimaru took Born with Nothing way too literal. No skin, no eyes, no limbs. Just a demonic warranty claim. Abandoned, rebuilt like a dark fantasy Lego set, and fueled by pure, unfiltered rage, Hyakimaru's entire existence is a middle finger to fate. But nothing pushed him over the edge quite like Mio's death. After finally finding comfort in her, he returns to see her and the children she cared for slaughtered by soldiers. Cool. So we're doing this today. Hyakimaru snaps, going into a berserk fury so vicious it makes Doomguy look like a pacifist. His prosthetic blades become meat grinders and carve through the soldiers with wild, furious strikes, leaving a trail of corpses in his wake. His screams tear through the temple grounds louder than any blade. Every slash is fueled by pain, grief, and a fury that's been boiling inside, almost turning him into a demon shaped by vengeance. I sure wouldn't want to be the guy who has to clean up that mess. Brace yourself for Hajime vs. Noint in Arifureta from Commonplace to World's Strongest. Hajime Nagumo was betrayed by a classmate and left to die in the abyss with alchemy, aka the useless skill everyone mocked. Most people would be like, guess I'll die. But Hajime decided to mutate, lose an arm, and build a goddamn railgun instead. Hajime's peak badassery moment comes when he battles Noint, an angelic apostle of the god Ehit, with divine strength and god-tier speed that could level cities. Noint unleashes devastating magical attacks, but Hajime unloads a Walmart's worth of bullets, railgun blasts, and try me bitch energy. It's divine swords versus rocket-propelled ray guns, magic shields, lasers, explosions, and even more explosions as the two clash in a thunderous showdown. I've never rooted harder for someone who built his revenge arc from literal scraps. In the end, Hajime defeats her despite her godlike powers, proving once and for all that trauma plus guns plus sheer spite is greater than godhood. Let's roll into Ayumu's undead glow-up in Is This a Zombie?
お前が欲しい欲しい俺のものになれ
BL か知らんわ
This isn't your typical zombie apocalypse, it's the ultimate makeover show with a wild mix of comedy, chaos, and over-the-top moments. Ayumu wasn't your average dead guy. He was murdered and brought back to life as a zombie with superhuman strength by a hot but silent necromancer, who may or may not own his soul, which is like the ultimate upgrade. His unlife takes a turn when he gets caught in a fight between a magical girl and a demon bear, gets sliced in half, and accidentally absorbs her powers and becomes the one thing he never expected: a cross-dressing magical zombie girl. Yes, with sparkles and the ability to rock a miniskirt better than you ever could alive. Now, we fast forward to the most bizarre battle ever. Ayumu faces off against a crayfish-like megalo. He pummels the monster using his undead strength before going full magical girl mode and absolutely obliterating it. It's bizarre, it's hilarious, and it's glorious all at the same time. There's a lesson here, folks. When life or the afterlife hands you a frilly dress and superpowers, you don't ask questions, you just twirl into battle and make it everyone else's problem. Now, if you excuse me, I need to go practice my magical girl poses, just in case. Up next in the comeback saga is Rain's rise from Beast Tamer.
何者だ
ただのビーストテーマーさ
After getting kicked out of the hero's party for being too weak, which in anime terms basically means congrats. Congrats, you've unlocked the underdog god mode storyline. Rain becomes an adventurer and starts taming rare and powerful allies like it's Pokemon meets a revenge fantasy. His overpowered moment comes when a powerful demon threatens the city, and this isn't just any monster, it's the same kind that destroyed his hometown. The battle kicks off with Rain and his squad launching a barrage of flashy, high-powered attacks, but the demon doesn't even flinch. Not a scratch. It's a full-on flex, and Rain's party is suddenly on the back foot. The demon strikes back hard, hurling devastating magic and summoning an army of lesser demons like it's a walk in the park. But then Rain taps into the power of a literal demigod, breaks past the demon's defenses, and pulls off the impossible. He straight up hijacks the demon's minions like it's Grand Theft Familiar. In a complete reversal, the creature that once overwhelmed him now turns on their master, swarming the big bad in a brutal takedown. The demon's oh crap face? Priceless. Turns out, kicked from the party was just early access to the DLC Beast Mode. And now making his grand entrance is Anos proving his power in the Misfit of Demon King Academy.
どうぞ滅んでくださいませ。
なぜですの。
お前はガンブツだ、アボス・ビューヘビア。
After a 2,000-year power nap, Anos Voldigod, the true Demon King of Tyranny, returns to a world that's forgotten his name and had the audacity to crown a knockoff in his place. When he faces off against Avos de Hevia, the bargain bin Demon King wannabe, the tension explodes and Avos throws shade and calls Anos a fake. Bold move for someone who's basically cosplaying the real deal, but the only fake here is Avos' shot at victory. Their battle isn't so much as a clash as it is Anos giving a live demonstration of why he's in a different weight class entirely. The battle concludes and Avos learns the meaning of find out after 2,000 years of fuck around. And not only does Anos prove I don't play Demon King, I am the Demon King. He reminds everyone that his power is unmatched, the same overwhelming force that once brought even the god of destruction to his knees. Well, looks like that's all the time we have for today. Which of these anime comebacks hit hardest for you? Or which one did we miss? Let us know in the comments down below so that we can include it in the next list. And hey, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel and press that bell icon. It set us all to be notified about all our latest new videos. And as for now, I'll catch you later. See you in the next one.